Hi, this is Dave from the marketing department here at Speedway Motors. I'll talk a little bit about some of the various paint guns and the various paint gun tips that you're going to find. This is one of the Vapor and the Titan tools. These are HVLP guns, pretty much one of the common guns that you're going to find for your purchase nowadays. These are all gravity feed guns, so air naturally goes in here. You've got your round and height adjustments here and here. Your standard tips, there's 4 or 5 different tips you're going to find. Your traditional tips, there's going to be a 1mm tip, a 1.4, 1.7 and 1.8 millimeter tips, and then a 2.3 millimeter tip. So your 1mm tip is going to be your finish work tip. It'll be traditionally found on your touch-up guns, your small, fine work detail guns. So if you've got a small portion of, say, an A-pillar that just needs to be touched up, you'll be good to go there. So that's where you'll find your 1mm tips mostly. You can buy separate tips and just swap them out from gun to gun. Requires a lot of cleaning. What a lot of guys will do is they'll buy a gun for each tip, and then it's all said and done. When they need this one, they'll just grab the right gun that they need. Your 1.4 tip is probably going to be one of the most common tips that you're going to find. That's going to be your general all-around good tip. That's going to be something that you're going to use for single stage paints, base coat and clear coat paints, and most of your typical automotive grade enamels. It's a great tip, very easy to work with, very forgiving. And then your 1.7 and your 1.8 millimeter tips, those are going to be found on like your primer guns. You'll find guys that, you know, the only gun that they use is this 1.8 or the 1.7 millimeter tip gun, and that's just their priming gun only. Also, a lot of guys will use that for metal flake. A clear coat with a metal flake in it. Metal flake's a little thicker. It'll tend to clog up a 1.4 millimeter tip sometimes. Generally, it becomes kind of a pain in the rear. You just have to deal with it. So they'll step into that 1.7, the 1.8 millimeter guns and run with those. Last but not least, your largest tip is going to be your 2.3 millimeter. You can get larger tips, but for automotive applications, you're going to find that the 2.3 millimeter tip is going to be the largest one that you're going to have. That is typically used for your thicker paints, your heavier stuff, high build, fast primers, things of that nature. Very, very comfortable gun, very forgiving. You know, this is something that you're going to find when you're running like a high fill primer, and then you're going to be doing several guide coats and cut coats before you lay down your actual paint. To check out these products and many more that we have available, visit us on the web or give us a call. And thanks for your time.